Are you good?
Yes.
Okay. Hello, how are you? Welcome. I'm Angie Didway, and I work here at Shawnee State University, and on behalf of President Rick Kurtz, I want to welcome you all here to campus. He had planned to be here, and he's running behind from some meetings he had up in Columbus, so you got me, and I'm helping out with this competition. Welcome to the Dare to Dream pre-event kickoff. Come on in. And for those of you who might be watching, we are Facebook Living this event, so you can catch it later on our Facebook page. I think it's at Dare to Dream Contest. And we'll be populating that page with information over the next few months for the big Dare to Dream competition here at Shawnee State University at the Vernon Rife Center for the Arts on Tuesday, March 20th at 5:30. So I wanted to welcome you all here. We're trying to do a lot of things here on campus to promote entrepreneurship in our local community. We just recently purchased a building on the south end of Chillicothe Street, former Lewis Furniture Elite Beauty Academy. We're going to be turning that into a new innovation hub, a place where business people can come, people who want to start a business can come and get assistance, get commercialization assistance with starting their business. And we're looking at putting a makerspace in there to provide some tools that people might need to get some things that they might not be able to afford to do with their business. And we've got all kinds of ideas brewing. Just stay tuned, and we'll try to keep you all posted on that. I do want to acknowledge Andy Glockner here. The Glockner family is a wonderful sponsor of this event. Andy, raise your hands, they can all see you. And Andy and his sons, Mike and Tim. I get them all confused. Now this is a Glockner here too, right? This is not a Glockner? Okay.
Really Glockner.
I'm wrong then. Okay. Well, this is Tim Glockner and Del King. They'll be speaking later. You might have seen them on the Glock and Doc podcast, and they've got some stuff to tell you about later. And Mike Thompson, who's coordinating the contest, will also be speaking. But the first person we want to bring up is Chloe Porter. And Chloe was on the championship team last year. Well, actually it was this year, I guess, in 2017. Is it called Go Green Shoes? Is that the name of it, Chloe? And she did a video for us on our Facebook page. And she's from Russell, Kentucky. And we'll bring Chloe up and she can tell you about her experience last year.
Thank you very much. And as you know, my name is Chloe Porter, and I am a member of last year's winning team with the idea of Go Green Shoes. So I want to begin by saying thank you so much for giving me this great honor to serve as a representative of the Dare to Dream entrepreneurship competition. It is such a prestigious competition. Even though it's only been running 2 years, it means a lot to me, and it can mean a lot to you too. While I understand that dreams can mold into transient perceptions of reality, I would like to express the importance of such thoughts. Dreams form the basis of progress and the motive behind enthusiasm. They allow for a common ground on which the young and old may converge and discover a deeper realm of imagination. Therefore, why don't we dream? Why don't we persist in creative thought? The answer is simple. We lack the courage. Winston Churchill once said, "Success is not final. Failure is not fatal. It is the courage to continue that counts." You must take risks and be confident in your ability to succeed, despite maintaining a willingness to fail. This is what life is all about. Every decision you make is a slight risk, and every decision to follow your dreams is a risk worth taking. This is why I have enjoyed the Dare to Dream competition. It has allowed my normally analytical brain to delve into the creative realm and let my imagination take flight. It feels amazing when you can create innovations that could potentially change the world. Though very few of these sparks are ignited into full-blown inventions, they are all accompanied by an opportunity. With my idea from last year, tennis shoes capable of capturing the kinetic energy of walking, I have continued to take the measures necessary for construction. Indeed, such a feat, when done correctly, offers many, many barriers, but persisting in this venture is one of my dreams, and I will not give up on my dreams. Furthermore, my constant thought refuses to become complacent with just a single idea. Instead, I'm determined to continue developing new ideas, as well as progressing with my previous ones. This is why I am very excited to yet again compete in the Dare to Dream competition this year. In addition to having the courage to dream, it is simply vital for procedural steps to be taken. I like to call these my keys to success. Though success is not tangible, we all have a longing for it. We all want some sense of achievement. I believe the first step in accomplishing such a feat is proper preparation and organization. Going about a task so large can seem rather intimidating, but if you clear your mind and make a plan, you can accomplish anything. During this planning phase, our minds tend to become overwhelmed, even before we begin, and this is because we are wandering through a maze instead of mapping out the proper route. We are guessing the next direction and subsequently hoping it will not result in a dead end. This can obliterate all hopes of planning and send one into ultimate stress and shock. And to avoid such a catastrophe, we must take a step back. We must reanalyze the situation. This type of reanalysis often occurs when a roadblock or barrier tries to hinder our innovation progression. Success within the Dare to Dream competition is not an easy feat. It is messy and it is filled with hurdles, tempting your ability to adapt and persist quickly. After reanalyzing a situation, I believe no dream, no idea, or even event can be furthered without communication. This key to success focuses on how one communicates, and it is often accompanied by a tactful sense of persuasion. No matter what one is trying to tackle within his or her life, communication is key, and persuasion is nice too. We learn from everyone. We gain wisdom, we gain relationships, and we build trust. These attributes are vital to the success of any feat. Indeed, uniting with others proves to be very advantageous. This is why I am so grateful for my team last year. We had moments of hardcore discussion, moments of encouragement, and moments of silliness. Without this united force, our success would be insincere. Uniting these three keys, organization, reanalysis, and communication, can make success become personified within your life. Just remember, this outward success is only sincere when it is accompanied by an inward feeling of satisfaction. This, however, can be the most difficult part about achieving your goals. We are often our hardest critics, and we tend to embody a sense of disdain towards our own ideas and dreams because they may not make us indefinitely satisfied. I know personally that if you are never satisfied with your accomplishments, no amount of achievement will ever suffice. Therefore, you must enjoy the process and allow your project to promote happiness within yourself, even before it evokes joy into others. You are your first customer. If you do not believe in yourself. No one else will. This year, I would like each of my fellow competitors to enjoy the journey of innovation and obtain satisfaction for having the courage to present their precious ideas to a field of professional judges. I would like to personally tell my peers that this feat is not easy, but let us attack it with zest. Let us be the next generation of entrepreneurs. Thank you. And I would like to thank all of our sponsors and especially the Glockner family. And I'm going to introduce Tim Glockner.
Good luck following that.
You're so smart, though. I hope you come back here after college and do something great. I'm Tim Glockner. I'm an owner and operator of Glockner Family of Dealerships, and I'm excited to be more involved this year with this Dare to Dream competition. I want to start by congratulating all of you here tonight for participating and being brave enough to participate in the pitch competition. I can't stress how important it is to get used to being up in front of people like this. That alone will take you further than most of your peers, believe me. I wish this competition existed when I was your age. Having this platform to express your ideas and your dreams and a chance to win thousands of dollars, that's an amazing opportunity. Let me tell you why this competition means a lot to me and my family in particular, and to all other area businesses in the region for that matter. We've got lots of dollars invested in our real estate, in our people, in training, in equipment, in building our brand. And you are the future of our success. You are young and creative and energetic and smart, like we just saw. We need you to develop your skills and be the solution to creating new jobs and improving the culture and lifestyle of our communities. Good things don't just happen by chance. They're born out of imagination and the desire to create something really cool. Lots of us are counting on you to do great things in your own things. We need you to be problem solvers going forward. That's what entrepreneurs are. They're problem solvers. Someone who recognizes problems or a need or an opportunity and then offers a solution. Entrepreneurs get paid to be problem solvers. It's fantastic and it can be so much fun. And listen, you don't have to be the next Bill Gates or Steve Jobs, but think big and dream a little bit and don't worry so much about all the obstacles in your way. Just have fun with this competition, and it's great practice for the rest of your life. Take action, create something that you and others can believe in. And if I can be of any help, please call on me or Dale or anyone else that you can think that can mentor you through this process, because we love seeing you succeed. And I'll leave you with this one question. What would you do if you knew you couldn't fail? This year, our keynote speaker has become somewhat of a local celebrity after appearing on a recent episode of ABC's Shark Tank this past spring. Dale King is a former U.S. Army captain and veteran of Operation Iraqi Freedom 3 and 4. He is owner of several local businesses, including PSKC, Doc Spartan Products, and most recently, Third and Court, a vintage apparel company featuring local designs. He is also the co-founder and president of Team Some Assembly Required, his nonprofit group for adaptive athletes who compete in CrossFit events worldwide. He also created the Glock and Doc Audio Encounter podcast this summer with Sadie Patchen and invited me to be a co-host. The podcast is dedicated to those interested in starting or growing small businesses in small towns. Dale is also a husband and father of twins in his spare time, as well as my personal trainer and life coach. He has proved that entrepreneurs come in all different shapes and sizes and that you don't have to wear a suit and tie to be successful. Please welcome my best friend, Dale King.
Tim, thank you, buddy. Appreciate that. Chloe, you might be one of the smartest people I've ever heard. That was a lot of multi-syllable words coming out just to talk about dreams. So appreciate you making me smarter. So we're going to show a quick Shark Tank episode if you guys didn't see it, just to kind of give you a synopsis of what happened, and then more importantly, what you guys as high school students will be going through as you go through this competition.
Oh, go up there and do that.
Pues coloquemos conmigo en el talón, vamos a pasar a todos los a los honores de Javier Timosino de discusiones
This kind of seemed like the lifeblood of the South. The lessons I learned from the military, I brought back to Portsmouth and decided to open up a gym. Big gym? We decided to start a business to provide jobs and heal our local economy.
Dale and I met when I became a member at the gym 5 years ago. I've always had a passion for making natural products, and after I met Dale, we came together to create something that we could sell to the members of the gym.
There's no doubt in my mind Portsmouth's coming back. We're coming on Shark Tank because we want to show people the American dream is alive in a small town.
I love freedom, and I believe in the American dream.
My name's Renee Wallace, and although Dale believes he's the beauty, I'm definitely the brains of our company, Doc Spartan. We are seeking $75,000 for 15% of our business.
Sharks, life is a contact sport, and war wounds are a part of the game. Think of all the times you or a loved one have encountered nicks, cuts, scrapes, wounds, rashes, burns, and even scars. Dang. As a gym owner, think of all the times your members are ripping their hands or busting their shins during the course of their intense workouts.
Lori, think of all the nasty curling iron burns you suffered while prepping to go on to QVC.
Even you, Mr. Wonderful, think of all the countless paper cuts you've had to endure while counting your $100 bills. That all changes now with Doc Spartan's Combat Ready Ointment. A completely all-natural, fast-healing, first-aid ointment trusted by members of the special operations community all the way to neighborhood moms. Now, Sharks, only issue remains. Who's ready to join us on our mission to heal America's wounds? We'd love to give you some samples.
Yeah. Why are your shorts so short? What's that sticking out?
That would be freedom sticking out, Mark. Unfortunately, Barbara's not here, but I'm heeding her advice when she said if you want to get attention, wear a short skirt with bright collars. So this is all I had at the moment.
So Dale, what does the product do? How do I use it? What's it for?
So it's more of a what doesn't it do? It's a completely all-natural first aid ointment. Everything that is inside that product came from our community.
And what's your community?
I come from Portsmouth, Ohio. I went away, served some time in the military. I was an Army intelligence officer. I served a couple deployments to Iraq. Did my time and was fortunate enough to come back to my hometown. And our area had become the most depressed and most economically depressed and unhealthiest area in the state. I wanted to try to do something to make that better. So what I did is I created a gym. I found an abandoned warehouse and charged $5 a workout. That's how Renee and I met, was through that abandoned warehouse.
You guys are business partners.
Yes, absolutely, yeah.
So how does Doc Spartans come into fruition?
Well, I'm a mom of 3, and I'm married to a former Kiowa pilot who served 10 years in the Army. I had a little girl, and I started researching the benefits of essential oils because I didn't want to use chemicals on myself and my daughter, and so I started making my own skincare products. So Dale then approached me and asked me if I could work on creating a healing ointment for when we rip our hands.
It's because you're not using the natural grip.
Well, We do sell those in our gym, Robert.
Tell me the application for where I would use this.
Any type of skin-related ailment, it's gonna work. It's
How about a cut? To put on before
Excellent. It accelerates healing. We'd love to show you some before and after.
Okay.
Whoa, whoa.
So, yeah,
So this is
Nothing
scar
else
healing.
was on that? You
nothing
didn't use
else
any
was
type
on it.
of-
This is a 50-year-old mother had to get knee replacement surgery. This is about 6 or 7 months afterwards.
Tell me what's in it.
It's coconut oil, beeswax, vitamin E, sweet almond oil, and then essential oils, lavender, eucalyptus, and tea tree.
And you put all that mixture together just by trial and error.
Yeah,
So
just basically,
Well, they're also known medicinals.
yeah.
Tell me where in the drugstore is the ideal position for this product?
So we're not in any big chain retailers yet, but if you were to go, it would be in the first aid aisle.
So Dale, you're not selling retail today, you said. You're only selling online, I take it.
We're 75% of our sales comes from our e-commerce website. However, we are in other independent gyms. We're in tattoo shops. We haven't even talked about the tattoo shop application yet.
What are your sales today?
We've been in business 11 months at $56,000.
What does it cost you to make?
That costs 95 cents to make, and we sell it for $9.99. And then the Big Ten costs us $1.70 to make, and we sell for $14.99.
Guys, here's why I've been quiet. If you watch the show, you know I get a little bit freaked out when people make a lot of claims.
Absolutely.
When you say, I've got a cure for that, like, this happened, we're a cure. It works when you're small because no one's paying attention to you yet. But in order to scale, you have to be really careful about your claims.
With your investment, we're going to be able to go get this test.
I'm gonna just tell you my thoughts here. It's not super clear. It says combat ready ointment. So combat ready, that doesn't mean combat healing.
Right.
Sure.
So it needs to say first aid ointment.
Yes, to just see it in the store really fast, it's kind of scary looking.
Sure.
Like you look at this.
I like it.
With a partner like you, that's why we're here. For this advice and suggestions.
And you need to have already figured this out. This needed to be part of your research. This needed to be part of your preparation. I don't think you've done the preparatory work that you need to for those reasons I'm out.
Person here really is the expert in regards to testing and claims. I don't know about any of this testing, so I would be the blind leading the blind. So I have to be out.
I thank you for your service, and I think that you've done a good job of communicating. To me, you have a long road ahead because you have a lot of competition, but you have a good quality product.
Thank you, Lord.
The product, I like the eucalyptus smell, but for me, I don't think this is investable yet.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I completely disagree with you on sharks. I like the brand. So that two marvelous place to walk in is
Gyms. I mean, that's.
I actually see maybe a new category. New category. That's what we do. Natural bread. You know, she created a brand new category to stop your hands from maybe you don't use that right. You get this. So I'll go along for the ride. 75,000 for 25%.
You mean it's at 20?
Come on, man. It's worth that 25. It's worth it on that.
First beer's on you?
Yeah.
Oh, let's do it. Let's do it. All right. Congratulations, guys. Just 2 products from Ohio. It's incredible. It's such a pleasure to lead. What Robert's telling us is he saw 2 people willing to make it happen. Willing to make their asses off and get it done.
Correct. We apologize for that sound system, Dale.
Oh, that's no problem. So, there you have it. Just like I said there, we're just a couple podunks from Ohio who somehow or another managed to get our way up there. So I want to thank you guys for inviting me here. I know this year's theme is heroes, but I just want to make one thing very clear. I'm not a hero, and I'm very adamant in that because I've seen firsthand who heroes are and what they've done, especially on the battlefield. I've been honored to know them, and equally important, I've known what they've done after redeploying back home to America. Men like my good friend, my partner, my co-founder in our nonprofit, Derek Carver, who lost his leg in Afghanistan, but came back home, fought through, and then just recently became the world's strongest adaptive athlete. Men like a good friend of mine named Rob Jones, who's missing both of his legs due to an IED in Afghanistan, who's now currently in the last leg of running 31 marathons in 31 consecutive days in 31 different cities. He'll actually end his last one on Veterans Day in DC. My name is Dale. Tim gave you a very, very warm introduction, which I'm sure I'll have to repay in here later on. One of the things I'm most proud of is I'm born and raised here in Portsmouth. I graduated PHS in '99 and went away to college, and then after that spent some time in the military. I came back home in around 2007, and I got a good job. Got a good job out at the plant. Like so many of the folks around here, that was the route I was going to take because that was the route that everybody told me was the route to go. Get good grades in high school, go to college, land a good job. Stick it out for 20 to 30 years, get retirement, benefits, and then you can actually do what you want to do after that. Unfortunately, and it's probably my fault because I wasn't paying attention in high school, I was too concerned with football and everything going on there. But no one told me there was an alternate path. There was a path of being a small business owner, of entrepreneurship. And as I've come to find out over the last 7 years, that is truly what the American dream is composed of, is those small business owners, those entrepreneurs, those guys who have dared to dream. 2010, I opened up a small gym, just like you guys saw there, and that led to several things. First thing it led to is opening up a nonprofit, and that nonprofit goes to help guys like Rob Jones and Derek Carver, men and women who lost their arms or legs, both civilian and veteran adaptive athletes who still compete in fitness-based sports, whether that's CrossFit or obstacle course racing, marathons, stuff like that. That's headquartered right here, actually a couple blocks down in Portsmouth. So that's a national 501c3 nonprofit that started here. The next thing that came about was a company called Doc Spartan. 6 months after we formulated that, we get a call, actually get an email from a Gmail address from a Shark Tank producer, which, considering guys like Tim are my friend, I immediately thought it was a prank. But come to find out, a few months after that, we were in Hollywood recording that episode. Literally, we opened our business in the summer of 2015. 12 months later, we were out in Hollywood filming for Shark Tank. And if you guys are new to Shark Tank or don't know what that is, that show can do a tremendous impact for your business, and it really has for us. Within 5 days after our show aired, we had doubled the amount of orders we did the previous 12 months, just to kind of give you an idea of the impact of that show. So it's a big deal. Every year there's anywhere from around 60,000 people, 60,000 businesses that apply to get on there. Of that 60,000, they pick 120 that actually get to go out and film. Of that 120, about half of those guys actually get deals on the show. And just because you get a deal on the show doesn't actually mean that the due diligence went through. And so about another half of that 120 actually get deals. And we're very proud to say that we got a deal and it went through. And Robert's a very good partner for us. That all happens here. in Portsmouth from a kid who born and raised in Portsmouth. Played ball at Mountain Park, the whole deal. So what I want you guys, the main thing I want you guys to understand today is you can do it. And this program, Dare to Dream, is a tremendous, amazing catalyst to give you that opportunity to do it. Because what you don't want to do is you don't have to believe that myth, all right? I know we're in a college, but that doesn't necessarily mean you got to go to college, all right? The entire graduate, go to college, get a good job, it's a myth from an old and broken system. The system your parents inherited, and with good intentions, they passed it along to you, all right? However, there's going to be fewer and fewer good jobs. Good jobs that you can retire after 25 years. The benefits are getting squeezed out, and the retirement age is getting pushed further and further, all right? Before you know it, and what I did hit on is, as I got the job at the A plant in 2007, eventually I worked my way up to one of the top positions there and became a federal employee for the Department of Energy. Gave me complete freedom and the ability to travel all over the country, protecting different assets. And I was a GS-13. I was making roughly right around $100,000 a year, had guaranteed retirements, guaranteed benefits, the whole deal, and I quit. I quit it all to chase the dream of owning my own shop, okay? And as my wife can attest, it was a very difficult conversation, but through that, she allowed me to go through that. And the reason is because she saw what I had gone through in the military. And the main thing is, you know, a lot of veterans, especially now it's Veterans Day week, there's a lot of stigma, PTSD, and like, people think veterans are like an abused species returning to America. That's not the case at all. Being a veteran, going through 2 deployments was an amazing gift, because out of everything that those experiences gave me, the people I met, the things I learned, it made me appreciate and understand that we are all one day closer to death. When you wake up tomorrow, whether hopefully that's 70 years from now, or it could be 7 days from now, but we all wake up one day closer to death. And if we're going to chase this myth that I can go work for somebody for 30 years and then get to do what I want to do when I finally become 65, I've just given up 40 years of my prime life. And as you're a teenager, and as you're sitting here right now, there's dreams inside of you, because there's two types of people, okay? There's so much, you can feel the energy of the dreams of the kids in high school, okay? We, as adults, are not doing a good enough job to show you the way to enable you to live that dream, okay? The other side of it is you don't believe in yourself enough that you can do that, all right? Now I'm here to tell you, if I can take my little ass up to Hollywood after owning a business I had no experience, no history in whatsoever, you guys are way smarter and ahead of the power curve than I am. You just have to be able to believe in yourself and do it. Because the worst, to me, when it comes down to risk, because that's a common theme you're going to hear a lot, people are so afraid to risk, okay? To me, the ultimate reason I got out is I saw people 30 years ahead of me, and they were shuffling their feet into work every day, staring at the hallways, waiting on their coffee break, waiting on Friday to get here, waiting on the 2 weeks of vacation. And I didn't want to live that. I didn't want to live that because since 2001, there's been about 7,000 men and women who've died for the right and an ability for me to live my dream. And I didn't want to go back and essentially spit on their graves and wake up in a nightmare and have to answer to them and say, I gave my life for you to do what? I didn't want to look back and give that. And ultimately, if I failed, I could go right back to work the year after. All right? But what you guys are right now is you're way smarter, you're way faster. You were born with a phone in your hand, and your parents will tell you that's a bad thing, but I'm here to tell you it's a great thing. 30 years ago, the President of the United States had the communication power of a smartphone. You legitimately have satellites at your disposal that you can pull up right now. That ability was only given to a president 30 years ago, and now everyone here has it. Now it's up to you to smartly use it, okay? But that's why you're smarter, faster than I am, and ahead of the curve right now. You just have to be able to believe in yourself, and become a weapon of change for that. All right, and what you guys need to understand, and I'm going to close with an essay I wrote the other day for the website. And this is a little bit more serious than what this conversation is, but you need to understand that you're engaged in a serious time right now. You're engaged in the fight of your generation, whether you realize it or not, especially living here along the river, all right? We're in an economic fight, and we're suffering catastrophic casualties. We're legitimately getting our ass kicked right now, all right? Tri-state area as a subset of the larger Appalachian region is on the front lines, and we're not winning. We live on the river, the Ohio River. That used to be a source of strength, a source of pride. A vein, the biggest artery on the American map that pumped economic lifeblood to a proud people. It quenched the thirst of a people that upheld the tradition of American victory. American products made by American hands in Ohio River towns that helped win American wars. That helped spur the post-war boom. Factories, fields, farms, people producing, growing, designing, building, manufacturing, daring, and dreaming. Now, over the last few decades, that vein has been pierced, poisoned, polluted, perforated, scarred with track marks of needles, pumping opioids, alcohol, obesity, cigarettes, meth, leading to, quote, diseases of despair. A term coined by researchers that refers to alcohol, prescription drugs, and illegal drug overdose, suicide, and alcoholic liver disease, cirrhosis of the liver. So we legitimately have our own categorization of diseases that are killing our own people, your friends, your relatives. That same artery used to pump a strong current of fresh water, feeding the heartbeat of dreamers, doers, believers, workers, creators. Now, that artery is clogged with sludge and contaminants, pumping a rush of opioid-induced numbness straight to the brain, all looking for a way to ease the pain of the factories closing down. The hands of the builders and makers now sit idle. The steel mills closed down and the pill mills opened up. Clean water turned dirty, but yet we continue to drink. The poisoned water made it easier to blame them for the problems. All the good jobs left. Labor went to Mexico. American flags are now being made in China. Cheaper overseas labor. No one makes anything in here anymore. But it wasn't my fault. It was the company's fault. It was the factory's fault. They abandoned us for cheaper labor, higher profits. It's got to be the government's fault. They've forgotten all about us. It's the Clintons' fault, the Bush's fault, Obama's fault, and now Trump's. Meanwhile, as we've all been searching for the perfect solution to blame, we stood in long lines to get a prescription for pain meds, and we choked them down with the same mighty river water that used to quench our thirst to dream, to build, to make, and to create. Time went on, and we sat. We did nothing. Wasn't our problem. Wasn't our kid who choked down pills, then chased heroin, then got strapped to a gurney because he OD'd from a bad batch. I know what you're thinking. I'm one of the good ones. I'm here in this auditorium right now because I want to take part in this competition. I get it, but what are you doing to make it better? One day, when your son looks into your eyes, he's going to ask you, Dad, Mom, what did you do to make it better? How will you answer him? When he asks, did you fight for them? How will you answer it? Some of you are thinking, I didn't drink the poison water. I was a good kid. I went to college, I moved away, and I found a good job, or I was one of the lucky ones to get a good job here. Well, just maybe that kid who OD'd died because he didn't dream, because you didn't build anything worth believing in. Maybe he died because you fled. You got on the first train smoking out of town and then watched and read about how your people, your tribe, are dying and dying at a credible rate. Quote, the combined mortality rate from the diseases of despair was 37% higher in Appalachia than the non-Appalachian U.S. Specifically, when analyzing overdose deaths, 25 to 44-year-olds experience mortality rates greater than 70%. So in our area, 25 to 44-year-olds are dying at 70% higher rate. We can't win the war if we don't have soldiers to fight it. You guys are the soldiers. What can you do? The answer is simple. It's not easy, but to fight a war against poverty, against disbelief, against weakness, you must arm yourself through commerce, through violence of action and strength. You have to dare to dream. You have to dare to build. You got to show others it can be done, and it can be done here. According to Dave Ramsey, last decade, Fortune 500 companies have ended a net loss of 4 million jobs. So we're talking the big boys. In that same time frame, small businesses made primarily of family-owned businesses, like the Glockners, added 8 million jobs to the economy. That's us. That's you. That's your business idea that you can bring to the table that we can help make a reality. It's you. It's your dreams. It's your ideas. Your business can turn back the tide and turn the dirty water clean. This, right now, is your war, your fight. And we need fighters. We need grinders, and we need river rats. The flag of American tradition is being passed to your hands. We uphold it and advance it forward, or let the flag fall and be soiled in the dirty water. Choice is yours.
Hi, I'm Mike Thompson, the director of the Dare to Dream program. Why did this program get started was exactly by what Dale has talked about. 3 years ago, we came together as some business people, and we talked about the economy of the tri-state, and we realized the reason that we have an economy problem in the tri-state is the lack of new business. So how can we start new business? Well, I was asked to start the high school Dare to Dream program. There are some college programs like that. They've never been done at the high school level. So they said, Mike, could you create a high school entrepreneurial Shark Tank program like you see here? So the first thing we needed to do was come up with some sponsorship. I happen to have a good relationship with Andy Glockner, and I discussed this in what we call the Tri-State Angel Investment Group. And Andy was very generous, and he said, I believe in the high school students of our tri-state. I'll be happy to be your title sponsor for $5,000. And that was our first year, 3 years ago. So in our first year, we had $10,000 total in sponsorship money. We had about 100 students involved at that time. In our second year, I should probably end that story. We had our first competition in our first year. Andy came up to me right after the end of the competition and said, this is fantastic. He was very excited, had a big smile on his face. We need to continue this. And me not being too bashful, I said, well, how much do you want to continue this? He goes, I'll do 10,000 next year. So that's how we got into our second year. Last year we had around 250 students involved. We had $25,000 in sponsorship money. The Glockners again were generous again as the title sponsors at $10,000. This year we were at verbal commitments of $32,000 already. The Glockners are again our title sponsor. You know, it has really grown. We are in a tri-state program. We have something like 6 counties out of Ohio that are involved. We have 3 counties in Kentucky and 2 counties out of West Virginia that are all involved in the program. The process. You can go to our website, Glockner Dare to Dream, and get all the details that I talk about. What we're looking for is a letter of commitment from the high schools or from the students themselves to come in by December 1st. At that time, you have access to me. I'll be happy to come to your high school and come and talk to your group, and I'll give you the process of how to start the competition. Now, Dale said it doesn't take a lot of courage. Well, I take it back. It takes a lot of courage to be an entrepreneur. When he left a great job, I'm sure his wife had a few weak moments when that happened, when we give up the benefits. But it takes courage from you guys as high school students, teacher administrators. It takes courage to get involved in the program. The program has grown because of some of the great teachers that I've dealt with. I see one of my favorites sitting in the audience right now. When you take as a teacher and you take on the program, you say, hey, this is a worthwhile program, I want to see it going. Of course, with high school, last year we had 14 teams out of that one school. We got to have our own semifinal in school. We had a great time with that. Some of the students got to go to the final and won real money. And that's fantastic when you get to do that. What you do is you're developing a 5-minute pitch. Matter of fact, in Shark Tank, did you have 3 minutes?
90 seconds.
90 seconds. Well, we give you a little bit more. You put together a 5-minute pitch. You have a PowerPoint that you follow. Matter of fact, it walks you through 7 steps. What's the problem? What's your solution? Gives you all the things that you follow. Now, the hardest problem of the entire program is finding the entrepreneurial idea, and it's as simple as finding a problem. You find a problem, you find a solution. I encourage you, if you're interested in doing this, go to the website. You can see all of the competitions that were videotaped last year. Chloe, man, if you look at their presentation, what they did last year, it was phenomenal. Here we had an idea of reducing the carbon footprint, and their idea was connect. And she used big words, basically catching the energy in the shoe and being able to charge your phone. But if you look at how they did their presentation, it was phenomenal. I mean, they were just so absolutely professional. As you've seen Chloe stand here today, she makes the rest of us adults look kind of weak on our presentation skills. Man, they were just great. And when it came to answering the questions, they were just as strong. But all the teams that made it to the final, they were very polished, they had good ideas, they had good presentation skills. We had a panel of professional judges come in, the business people, the academics. They ask, and we instruct them to be blunt with you and be honest with you and help you understand if your idea is good. I'd like a comment that Chloe made is life is messy. Well, this program's a little messy because yes, we will give you the outline, but you have to work as a team to get your idea. I work closely with the high schools and come in and work with the teams, and I coach. Last year, I seen many teams that had great ideas. On the other hand, it fell apart in their teamwork. And for us that have to work in committees occasionally, we totally understand that, right? When you have to work with others, it gets difficult. Well, that's life. That's business. If you're going to be in business, you're going to be successful. No matter what you do in life, you have to learn to work with others. That's part of this competition, and that's the reason you get into it. You got to problem solve. You got to work together, and you need to learn how to do your presentation skills. And it's one thing to be able to say I don't have your presentation skills, but when you got a panel full of people in front of you to ask you questions, last year we had over 350 people in the audience for the final. Today this is a kickoff program, but last year's program at Ohio University, their main auditorium, we had it packed. Not only that, we also had a videotape. It was on the local cable channel. When you put that pressure on, you're able to stand up and do a presentation. That takes skill. But it's also the same skills, and Dale mentioned it, the same skills that's going to take you through no matter what you do in your life. When you learn how to do a presentation skills, that puts you a cut above all of your other competition and where you're going to go in your life. The Dare to Dream program teaches all of that and gives you real life experience. Now, I'm pretty quick to point out that, hey, it's all about the money, but it's not all about the money. It's about life itself and learning how to do it. And I understand the school systems today. You have so many choices and so many things that you can be involved with. But on the other hand, this is real life. This is what leads to a career. You don't have to run off to college and work for somebody else. On the other hand, all the colleges today, like what Angie mentioned, Shawnee State has their own entrepreneurial program today. All major colleges have their entrepreneurial programs. It went from being minors now to being majors in these colleges. So you can go on and learn how to do that. I just got through working with Marshall University over the weekend on their Kickstarter program. They had their teams competing. Entrepreneurship is a new career path for everybody, and this is an introduction. And the sweetener on the end of that is you literally win money. All right? At the end of that, I go back to your high schools. I see one of my friends back there. We go back into your high school, and we present you the check right in front of the student body. Matter of fact, as I told a lot of the students as I go in, would you like to be a hero? Would you like to be the superhero in your school? Yeah, I was a pretty shy kid in school. Matter of fact, nobody ever talked to me in school. I went to my high school reunion at 25 years, and my wife had to introduce me to all my classmates. They didn't know who I was. Can you imagine in school, I come into your class, I did this at a couple of the schools, I do the entire auditorium, whole school, the other kids are getting trophies and some ribbons and blah, 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 and I walk up, and I have Tim Lochner, I have Andy with me, and I say congratulations, and I hand you a check for $2,000. You're the hero for the day. We asked Chloe a little bit earlier, so what'd you do with your $2,000? What did your teammates do? She goes, well, I put a portion of it away for college, but I went out and enjoyed some. So one of my friends, I think she just went out and bought a whole new wardrobe. All right? That's cool. It's your money. It's not scholarship money. It's not no strings attached. You don't report back to us. We walk back in at the end of the program. We come in front of your entire school, and I hand you the check for $2,000. Would you like to be the hero? Would you like to be on stage and receive that kind of money? Get involved in it. You're going to learn life lessons. You have a chance of real money, and I hope that you'll be involved. You can go to our website, which is glockner.com or glocknerdaredream.com, and you can find all the information. We have our own webpage set up now that you can see all the information. This is being live streamed. You'll see this. We hope that you get to the Facebook and you start sharing it with your friends and get involved. Now the process is we will have a semifinal in Kentucky. We'll invite teams from that state. We'll have a semifinal actually in Caddy County because they've joined our program. And then we'll have a semifinal here at Shawnee State the first week of March. And from that semifinal, we'll invite probably 6 teams to go to the final. To get to the money, you have to make it to the final. You have to have courage to believe that you can do it. Like, oh, there's so many people involved, I'll never be able to get there. You have to have the courage to believe in yourself that you will get there. If you make it to the final, the 12 teams that will be in the final, you do walk away with money. All right? If you have any questions, I'll be around after this program. But please visit the website. Please share it on Facebook and get involved. Dare to dream to be an entrepreneurial hero. Thank you all. Good night.
Thank you all for coming, and please reach